Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we have a very special guest on our channel, and it is Ethan Rogers.
Hello.
Ethan has been my CFI for the past year-ish. He's taught me 2 or 3 times, I'd like to say. So Ethan, tell us what we will be doing in this beautiful Redbird simulator.
Yeah, so today we have a Redbird TD2, and we're going to be practicing a little bit of instrument holds, flying some approaches in, and just kind of getting our, getting Hannah's ground knowledge up to speed with her stick and rudder skills.
Yep, I am trying to do all the instrument grounds and simulators before I go in an actual plane and try and do instrument holds and procedures. So I'm super excited to show you this part of my journey. And it should be a pretty fun, interesting simulator today. So yeah. Anything to add?
Yeah, I just want to say using a simulator, whether it's at home or one of these more advanced FTDs, is a great way to save money on your flight training and in particular on your instrument training.
Yes, so. And that is why I'm using the sim today, because I am one broke girl. So if you guys want to go to my Patreon, it starts at $1 and you guys get a lot of extra clips of my life, and you get to talk to me more on there. So yeah, stay tuned for the video. And then throttle, I guess we don't use this one, and mixture.
Yeah.
And flaps here. So does this go
flap up? 10, 30, 40. Okay.
Okay, so we have that.
Interesting.
Alright.
Instruments to get familiar with the panel first.
Yes.
For like bearing pointer over here, which we probably won't use.
Okay.
VSI altimeter, fuel, engine instrument, vacuum and amp, your RPMs over here. Okay. So not too crazy.
Yeah.
Like you know what's going on there. What? Come? Okay. It just says come.
It does say come.
I think it's for cumulative. So we'll keep it on GPS for now, because we're going to fly an rnav approach. And we have direct San Marcos and TDI also. So this one's kind of weird because all it shows just your course and left or right. You have to figure out whether or not you need to turn left or turn right. Okay. And so when you hear that, then you kind of know. We'll hit, or actually today we'll hit all this, we're doing vectors.
Okay, so ATC gave us permission, and so you have to wait to see permission to hit activate?
Not necessarily. You can hit activate, but sometimes if you do the full procedure, yeah. Or I'm sorry, if you activate vectors to final and then they're like do the full procedure. Okay. Now you gotta like load in the approach all over again, and it takes time. You have to click the initial fix. Or okay. So in an effort of like kind of saving your ass. So CAD-C is our final approach fix. Okay. On an intermediate or something like that. Missed approach point is the runway 8 threshold. Okay. Here's our minimums of 839. Is your missed approach point after you've already on the missed. Yep. And then it tells you to hold. So okay. We can kind of just run through that. All right. Go down to it and yeah, figure that out. Yeah, because I don't really know how, like I understand to get to these checkpoints. I don't know how to know when you've got to these checkpoints is the problem. Okay, fair enough. Like I don't know how to confirm being like, alright, I'm to CAD-C. Newness. New host. New hose, not old hose. Not at all like a real plane. No, it's not very much. Okay, right. So for now, we're just gonna maintain 4,000 on your altitude, and I'm gonna get out a approach plate for our. Alright. And we're gonna keep it VFR just so that way it's a little bit easier. This takes some time to get used to, yeah. A little bit. You're in flight. Okay. And what that means is that you don't want to get bogged down getting to do stuff, and now all of a sudden you're trying to do 5 things at once before you shoot an approach. You are. Okay. Yes. So here's your course needle. Here's your course needle. You're a little bit left of course at the moment. Okay, so I should be right. So look at this and then look at this. Yeah. Okay. So you can go ahead and start. Yeah, there you go. So we punch all this in. Yeah. Right now, I just wanted to get a quick approach in, kind of throw you off the deep end. Okay. See what it's like. But typically we'll brief this plate first. Okay. We like that. Then we want to make sure we have the correct approach. So we have the rnav, runway 8, San Marcos. Okay, moving over. We have our approach course of 081. All right. Okay, so once we get to that final approach fix, we do have to turn our CDI here to 081, which we're pretty close close already.
Yeah, pretty close.
And then this GPS will automatically adjust our course. We have a runway landing distance, touchdown zone elevation, airport elevation. Great. RNP approach. Okay, we know that. We're flying with the GPS, right?
Yep.
So we have our whole plan view set up for our and it's basically telling us we're going to be flying 081 all the way to the runway 8.
Okay, and that's kind of what heading we're on now, so we're literally just flying straight forward.
We're on a straight in. Yeah, I set you up for a straight in.
And then we, all we have to really pay attention to is the altitude?
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you maintain 4,000, you're about, let's see if there's a distance there, 4 miles from Kedzie. This little lightning bolt here is indicating that we are going to intercept our glide slope. Okay. We know we have a glide slope because this is an LPV approach.
How do you know when you've hit your final approach phase?
So a lot of different things, depending on what kind of approach. You might get an annunciator in the cockpit, a blue outer marker tone coming on in your ear. And do you have to like announce that you've just hit it? You do have to report it. Okay, so you just say I'm at Kedzie at 2,400. Yep, inbound for the runway 8 at San Marcos. Okay. But San Marcos has radar services, so it's not a big deal. So once we hit Kedzie there, we should be doing a couple things. We should, one, be intercepting that glide slope and starting to follow it down. We should also be in a landing configuration, which I know the old school we trained at told us 10 degrees of flaps. It's really up to you. A lot of people will keep flaps up, so that way if they do have to go missed, they don't have to worry about bringing them up. Are the V-speeds still the same on here? I'm not exactly sure what Cessna 172 this is, but we can just assume that our V-speeds are the same. We have our nice markings on the airspeed indicator there. So once we hit, do we go in landing configuration as we hit the final approach fix, or do we do it before? Yeah, no, so that's a great question. It depends on the speed of your aircraft. Okay. Right, like a 737 is going to cover 4 miles a lot faster than a 172 is. So they're going to do it way before. Yeah, oh for sure. I typically teach about a mile away, you can start setting up. Oh damn, that's pretty close. Yeah, so 2 miles away, 1 mile away, 2 miles if you're in a slightly faster plane, right? You have more things to do, like bring down gear and flaps and prop and stuff like that. I pointed out earlier we're on an LPV approach. So what that means is that we're going to have a decision altitude and not a minimum descent altitude. Okay. So once we get down to that minimum of 839, we're going to have to make a decision right away. Okay. Do we land or do we go missed? And to make that decision, is it just if I can see the runway or not? Yes and no. So there's 3 criteria you have to meet in order to land. You have to have the prescribed weather minimums for visibility on your outside, which in this approach is just 1 mile visibility. Then you have to have the runway environment or airport environment in sight, which means like runway threshold markings, runway lights, approach lights. Just make sure you can see most of the runway. Okay. And the third thing is a stable approach to land using normal maneuvers. Okay. Which is a bunch of jargon for saying don't slip to land. Oh. The main difference between flying in a glass panel with a bunch of big screens and flying in this sort of traditional 6-pack is that we have a lot less information than we would if we had like a G1000, right? The G1000 is going to give us a lot more helpful tools. Oh yeah, I've definitely learned that. Yeah, I've definitely learned that through my flying. There's definitely, it's just every instrument on the G1000 so broken up into the 6-pack. It's a little hard to follow sometimes because you're constantly going back and forth. But I've learned to kind of adapt to it, and I'm a lot better at 6-packs than I was. Okay, but sweet. Yeah, we can try. I haven't flown in a while. Okay. I'll act as like a co-pilot. Okay. And and then you're going to be doing all the stick and rudder. So right here, we would be holding between 3,000 and 6,000 feet. Okay. Those are the block altitudes that they've allotted for that hold. So how do you know when to start descending? So it depends. There's basically 3 criteria also that you have to meet before you can descend and fly the approach as published. Okay. 1 being you have to be cleared for the approach. Okay. 2 being you have to be established. Okay. Right? And then the last one is we have to be inbound. Okay. And inbound just means you're less than 90 degrees of heading from your approach course. Okay.
Romeo Bravo. Okay.
172 Romeo Bravo. Descend, maintain 2,400. You are cleared for the rnav 8 into San Marcos.
Clear for the rnav 18 San Marcos. Send 2,400. 172 Romeo Bravo.
Fantastic.
Oh shit. I need to remember how to do this. Oh, I see. So there's our runway.
So there's your runway.
And then we're gonna turn towards it. Oh, this. I do not like this yoke.
Yeah?
It's not that fun. Alright, I'm just gonna try and do settle turns to it.
And so since we have a bunch of altitude to descend to and only 3 miles to do it, definitely take out a good chunk.
Good chunk
of power. Good handful of power.
I can't see shit on the cockpit because normally we have a lot more cockpit to look out.
We're just about at the 1 mile mark.
Okay.
So what I'm going to say is go ahead and put in your 10 degrees of flaps and...
We're below 110.
Yep.
Flaps 10. It's 2,000, what, 200?
400.
2,400. Holy shit.
Going below. You gotta climb.
Holy shit.
Obstacle clearance.
I'm
Obstacle clearance.
Okay, my bad.
Alright, sweet. So we're just about getting ready. And you see, look, our glide slope's coming down.
Okay, so I should still be at 2,400?
No, at this point we're past final approach fix.
Okay.
We need to follow that glide slope down.
Where's the glide slope again? Here?
This needle right here. That just, you're holding course perfect. And glide slope perfect. Alright.
Oh, shit.
Okay, you're an instrument, man. Look, you don't need to see shit. I'll try and call out your minimums for you, but this is looking really great. You have an airspeed of about 85, which is perfect for your category A minimums.
I thought I was making it a little hard.
Your glide slope's coming up a little bit, so level off slightly.
So that means I'm too high or too low?
That means you're too low.
Okay.
So
This is a lot to get used to, honestly. Oh shit,
Yeah.
I'm way far off.
Way far off.
How did I get so far off? I was just following it perfectly.
Okay, and then look here. Our needle's gonna come back in a second here, so go ahead and level your wings.
Lubricated, to be honest. So it is really, just very sensitive movements for the most part.
And we're about 1,500, so we have another 700 feet to descend. Without visual references, it gets to be a pretty intense situation.
Yeah, this is super weird. Jesus fucking Christ, I didn't realize how difficult this would be.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's going so fast.
Well, it is localizer performance, right? So.
Jesus.
Alright, we are past our minimums. If you popped out of the clouds, you'd be landing on the taxiway.
Wow.
Or hitting Barry, I don't know.
Yeah, close to the tower. I could still land.
So normal maneuvers for landing, right? Let's go ahead and do the missed approach.
Okay, so missed approach is full.
Climb,
and then when do you do flaps again? Or
clean right now. You can clean them up right now.
Alright, flaps up.
And then what's your radio call? You're gonna be talking to tower.
San Marcos Tower 172 Romeo Bravo. Missed approach.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, 172 Romeo Bravo, contact Austin approach.
Alright, 172 Romeo Bravo, contact Austin approach. San Marcos Tower. Austin approach 172 Romeo Bravo, headed towards the missed approach point for rnav 8. Or is it rnav 8? It's
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
rnav 8. And then
would you say your altitude?
You can. Yeah, you could say we're 1,200
climbing to
what's our
3,000 to Quimby.
Yeah. Quimib. Yeah. You know what? That is one thing I'll never ever understand.
What?
Why do they have such weird names for all these GPS fixes?
For real, it's so fucking hard most of the time. All right,
I feel like I'm saying something rude, you know? Like,
dude.
We went past the new host fix.
So how do you know? Oh, it's literally right on there. So I just follow that.
Right on there, man.
Okay, so we just follow this until we hit the missed approach, and then can we try hold? Whoops.
Yeah. The GPS is telling you about a 084.
And I just need to climb to 3,000. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just so much, because theoretically, when I've been studying it, it seems so easy.
Mm-hmm.
No. I was mistaken. It's just a lot of multitasking.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Right.
So, and another thing I'm going to point out, at least with this simulator,
yeah.
Definitely a really good tool, but something I have a pet peeve about is that this screen lags behind so much.
It's nice to have like, is this a heading bug? Oh my god, it has a heading bug. It's just because 6-packs that I fly do not have heading bugs at all.
Oh really? So, how are you gonna enter this hold here?
Bitch, I have no clue. Straight in.
Not exactly. So where's our hold fix, right? You can look at the.
Where's the mist?
Somewhere on the plate. Somewhere on there. So look.
So you could do a teardrop.
You could do a teardrop. If you want to do, we're set up pretty good for a teardrop right now. We have an inbound leg on a heading of 261.
Okay.
All right. We have, or I should say, a course of 261, and an outbound leg on a course of 081. So if we want to, where's my pen? If we want to fly inbound here and do a teardrop, it's gonna look something like this, right? Something like that.
Yeah. So how do you know when to turn though? When to teardrop?
So that's a good question. If this was like a VOR instead of a GPS fix,
yeah,
you would wait for a flag flip, right? From a to flag to a from flag.
Okay.
But in the GPS, we can see our distance from it all the time, so we don't have to worry too much about the flag flip or anything like that.
Okay.
As soon as this distance gets to 0, we could just call that good.
Okay.
And we'll start our turn here.
Okay.
I will mention one thing, is that this type of GPS fix right there, as it's labeled, is a fly-by waypoint.
Okay.
So it's not exactly a fly-over waypoint. We're not required to fly over it. But for the sake of keeping things kind of uniform today, we'll just wait until our distance is 0 and we've flown over. Now the next question I have for you is, we're going to do this teardrop. What is this heading that we're going to take out going to be? No.
I mean, you're just going, I'm guessing, southeast.
Yeah.
So southeast heading.
So what you can kind of do here is 261 is inbound, right?
Yeah.
So the reciprocal of 261 is 081.
Okay.
That's our outbound. If we're coming from this side and we want to go a little bit south, we're just going to add maybe 30 degrees to our outbound leg.
Okay. So
does that make sense?
Yeah. So it's what would that be? 110.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not very good at math.
110. I'm not good at math.
111. 111, 110, yeah.
Okay.
So
and that's when I hit that missed approach point.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll go out 111, and then how long do we want to fly out on that angle?
Fucking Seth told me this, but I forget. Yeah. It's like a minute or something. Yeah.
Typically, we'll start a timer and go for a minute.
This is your job. This is your job.
I've only done one sim lesson with somebody else, and it was on the G1000, okay?
Oh my gosh. We'll just look at the GPS. It doesn't have to be perfect. Probably. Because this is also one of my first actual instrument.
Oh, what are we gonna do when we get to Kimib?
So when we get to Quimib, we're gonna turn 30 degrees on more than the outbound leg.
Yeah.
Which is 110, and then we time that for 1 minute once we hit the missed approach point. And then once we hit the 1 minute mark, we start slowly turning a standard return to 261, and we time that out for a minute, and then we just keep,
just keep rolling.
Keep literally turning, and once the minute's over with 261, we turn to 081 until ATC tells us to leave.
Yeah. Kind of yes, kind of no. We're gonna fly this 261 until we hit Kimib again.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then we'll fly out. We'll do the outbound for 1 minute. So okay, so that's good. There you go. Quimib, whatever.
Quimb.
Following our CDI right now to Kimib. So we want to just focus in on this and make sure it's staying lined up. We're on a heading of about 085-ish.
0.08.
How far are we from Kimib?
We're 1.6 miles. Okay, so we're almost there. We're a mile to Quim.
So like I said earlier, it's a fly-by waypoint, so we don't have to be right on it.
Okay, so I can
So
start
if you want,
turning now.
you can start turning now. Okay. And what heading are we going to?
We're going to 110, 30 degrees above the outbound leg.
Okay, sweet. And then how long are we flying for?
We're flying for a minute.
Okay, so let's go ahead.
There we go.
So now once that reaches 1 minute, we know we can turn.
Good.
So
we're still looking at that. We might need a little more than a minute because I started it kind of late. So I'll stop it at 1 minute and 10 seconds.
You started it late, so you're gonna end it?
I started it early.
There you go.
My bad. Terminology.
You're good, you're good.
Oh, we do it 261.
261. And you're gonna make a left turn to 261.
And then we're just gonna turn to that heading. A left turn?
A left turn. Alright, so we're looking good here. There's no rush, there's no stress. You can see your needles slowly starting to come in now.
Yeah.
So we bugged our heading for a general idea of what direction we want to fly. Nice. You're holding altitude pretty great right now. And we're lining up on our course. We kind of blew through it just a tiny bit. That's okay. No need to panic. That's another thing. People blow through their course, they're like, oh my god, I gotta fix it, I gotta fix it.
On our course?
We're on our course, we're looking pretty snazzy here. We're on our altitude, within 50 feet of it at least.
Yeah.
And we're heading towards Kimib. We have about 1.7 to go. And this is your hold.
That's actually pretty easy.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
It could be a lot more challenging.
I think that's a lot less stressful than actually going on the approach course.
Mm-hmm.
But,
we'll do vectors again for the rnav 17.
Okay.
And that one you're going to fly totally IFR.
Okay.
So you're going to want to make sure you're ahead of the plane, right? We want to brief everything. We want to know what are we doing, where are we going, what are we doing when we get to where we're going.
Okay.
Those are the 3 questions you should constantly be asking yourself.
Oh, I have a heading thing right there. We're here, basically. Okay. And then now
so
what do we do?
You'll start a left standard rate turn to your outbound course.
Oh, we're doing another lap?
We're doing a lap, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Make sure we're standard rate. Get your wing all the way over there.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
I never really knew what standard rate was.
In the 6-pack?
Yeah, in the 6-pack.
You'll notice when you're on your outbound leg that your needle's not centered up.
Yeah.
That's because in the GPS mode, the needle is set up to only be on the inbound.
Okay.
So right now we're just flying our heading bug, whatever that is, which we said 081, perfectly on your outbound. Yeah.
Oh my god, I keep raising my nose up, not even realizing.
I promise it's easier in the real plane.
It is? The good?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This does seem a little... It seems kind of easy once you get used to the workload.
Mm-hmm.
We're flying the outbound leg.
Okay. For how long?
A minute.
Okay, so let's reset it.
Also,
flying the outbound.
When do you start your timer? Do you start it when you start turning, or do you start it once you're leveled out on the turn?
When you're leveled out.
Okay.
Now, in theory, if you're flying a perfect standard rate turn, 180 degrees will be 1 minute. What are we doing once we fly? We're flying our outbound for 1 minute long. What are we doing once we get to the end of our outbound?
We do a standard rate turn to 261.
Yep.
To the left.
And then we're going to fly 261 until what?
We hit Quimb.
Alright, and then what do we do?
And then we set up to go to the final approach fix.
Final approach fix?
Or I guess not. Are we,
no.
What are we doing?
In the hold. We're staying in the hold.
Oh, we're just doing more hold patterns?
So, yeah, so I want you to do that. But you have an idea now of what's going on. So I'm going to have you add an extra layer of challenge here.
Alright.
I'm going to give you 0 visibility now.
Okay.
Which means you're going to have to stare at that attitude indicator. Get your scan really going here.
Okay.
You don't have your peripheral vision to help you.
Alright. So we're going to start our turn, standard rate to 261 since we've had a minute.
Yeah, watch your bank angle.
Yep. So this is just so unlubricated and it's so annoying. Me trying to make excuses for why I'm flying bad.
There you go. At least you can recognize when you do that. Some students, they just get me frustrated.
Yeah, I have no problem saying I'm not the best pilot, because nobody is a good pilot. That, and you don't have, if you don't accept you're not a great pilot, you can't get more help to become a better pilot.
So, okay. So we're looking good here. I'm going to have you start setting up for the next approach that we're going to do. I'm thinking that we should do the rnav 17 vectors to final. So I'm going to be air traffic control, and I'm going to tell you, it says on 172 Romeo Bravo, fly heading 350 vectors for the rnav 17 into San Marcos. 350
vectors into the rnav for San Marcos, 172 or Romeo Bravo.
Sweet. Alright, so?
You said 350?
Yep, 350, and try and maintain 3,000.
Maintain 3,000, 350.
350. Oh, I'm distracting you too.
I know. I also over-enunciate when I fly.
Fair enough.
Just so the instructor knows what I'm thinking. and so that they can correct me if I'm wrong.
Good.
Well, basically, I'm just staring at everything. I'm definitely staring more at these two.
Okay.
I'm staring more at my altimeter and my bang bugs, just so I know I'm okay. And I'm also cross-checking myself with these two. I'm not really looking at this too much, but double-checking it just in case I need it. And then also looking at this once I'm on radar vectors, once I'm on the glide slope.
Well, you know what, and I like that you brought that up. You're looking at your altimeter and your heading more because they're going to give you an accurate idea of where you are on altitude and heading, which are obviously very important for instrument.
Yeah.
But once you're established in the climb, you sort of drift away from the attitude and you focus more on those two because those are going to tell you accurately whether or not you've turned from your target heading, or you've climbed above your target altitude. So great.
That was actually good. Safe.
That was good.
ATC 350 for 3000.
Okay, sorry. Now I want you to start loading in the approach here.
How do I do that?
So you're gonna hit proc or procedure over there.
Proc.
You're gonna go to select approach and use the big right knob to do that. Okay. Establish that climb. Now we can come back here and you're gonna use the small knob.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to scroll it to the right. And you're going to scroll down until we get to rnav 17.
And then enter?
Yep. And then you're going to do vectors because I told you I was vectoring you. So just hit enter there. And you can hit activate. Sweet. Next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to pull up the approach plate for rnav 17.
Pretty good at adopting to new planes now.
There you go.
Flight plan? Procedure?
Procedure.
Okay, procedure, select approach.
Oh, you know what? Whoops. You go back to flight plan, sorry. Flight plan.
So it was flight plan, but...
And then, well, we gotta load in San Marcos first. We have to have a destination for our approach. Alright, sweet. So now we have San Marcos plugged into our flight plan. Now we can load the approach.
Procedure, select approach.
Yep. And then you're gonna go to the rnav 17.
How do I do that?
Little knob. We'll go ahead and activate it. Because I'm giving you the vector of 350 or whatever.
Activate.
Sweet. There's an X there.
Cuxy?
Cuxy? That's what it sounds like to me. The hardest part is going to be intercepting this course in IMC.
To start out, up to date.
Okay.
We are on the rnav GPS runway 17 approach for San Marcos Regional. The approach course is 171. There's non-standard takeoff minimums, non-standard alternatives. ATIS is 120825, Austin approach 1190, San Marcos Tower 126.825, ground control 120.125, clearance delivery 120.125. I guess where are we right now on the Yachted?
So right now we're doing vectors. So what's basically going to happen is we're going to delete basically everything above our final approach.
Okay.
We're not going to worry about the hold here. All that's going to happen is I'm going to set you up to get inbound on your course. And once you're maybe a couple miles from it, I'll give you what I like to call the P tag.
Okay.
Your position, turn to this heading, altitude to hold until you're on the approach course, and then your clearance.
Okay.
So it'll sound something like 172 Romeo Bravo, you are 5 miles north of Yadok. Turn heading 220 to intercept the rnav 17.
Okay.
Maintain 3000 until established. You are cleared the rnav 17.
Okay.
Which is a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
And all you have to repeat back is turn heading 220, maintain 3000 until established.
Okay.
So we're gonna maintain 3000 until we have 3 criteria met. Remember? Do you remember the 3 criteria?
Maintain 3000 till you're established on the base or on final whatever.
What does established mean?
Meaning I guess your glide slope and
your needle's off the wall.
Yeah, needle is off the wall from the final approach.
No, 90 degrees.
90
so
degrees.
You just have to be pointed sort of toward the runway.
You're at least pointed towards the runway, turning towards the runway. And the third one is I don't remember.
Cleared for the approach.
Oh, cleared.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So,
I knew something
cleared,
stupid.
inbound, established. I'm going to give you a clearance in the PTAC, right?
Yeah.
That's part of it. And then you're going to be turning inbound because I'm going to give you a heading right?
Yeah.
So all you're gonna have to do is wait for the needle to come off the wall, and then you can deviate from the 3,000 and go down to what altitude?
You go down to 2,600.
Yep. And then at 2,600, we'll hit our final approach fix.
Yep.
Like I said, catch that glide slope, set up for a landing, just cruise on down.
Yep, and then go down, and then if we don't see the runway or we're not like established correctly, then we go mist. Which the mist is you go climb to 3,100 and then go direct to Click.
Click? Oh boy, what a
C-L-A-K, Clack?
Silac.
Silac. Oh my
Dude,
god.
one day. I
wanna, when ATC hears me trying to say all these.
I know. Okay, are you ready? Ready, spaghetti?
Ready.
Okay, good. I'm gonna unpause it.
Okay.
You're gonna hold this altitude and this heading until I give you a that was weird. You saw that?
Yeah.
Okay, till I give you a vector.
I love Sims because you don't have to like put your hand on the frickin' power all the time. That, and I don't have that much money. Subscribe to the Patreon.
Yeah, another reminder, subscribe to the Patreon so she can give me more of her money for flying this in.
Exactly, so we can pay Ethan. Plus, my followers love Ethan's because most of them came from Ethan.
There you go.
My brother.
I'll never be as good as original Ethan, but...
Well, you'll be a better
Ethan
pilot, I can tell you that.
Ethan number 2.
I can tell you, you're definitely a better pilot, and you're more, you're definitely more wild than my brother.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
My brother's just a very cautious person, and he's very like safe with everything.
Oh, fair enough.
So you are definitely more wild.
All right. 172 Romeo Bravo. Turn heading 320.
320.
Vectors for the rnav 17.
320 vectors for the rnav 17. 12 Romeo Bravo. So 320. I guess we can turn this.
Yeah. A little twisty in there.
That's like doing it just because why not?
That's fun.
It's fun.
Super fun.
I do miss landing a plane.
True.
It's so much
Yeah,
fun.
an instrument you don't do too much landing because you're practicing missed approaches and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I don't really need, I mean, of course I need to know how to land. I just need to relearn a Cessna landing.
And I've never been an air traffic controller before. Okay, 172 Romeo Bravo, fly heading 260, vectors for the 17.
260 vectors for the 172 Romeo Juliet, or Romeo Bravo.
There you go, close enough.
Close enough.
Or like
250.
Yeah, close enough.
What's this like? That's 25, so this would be 26. Then we're just going up.
Swag, as the kids say.
260 is a west heading, right?
Yeah, it's close enough to west. I mean,
I'm fucking horrible with
west southwest. All right. 172 Romeo Bravo. You are about 6 miles from Pukey. Turn heading 220 to intercept. Maintain 3,000 until established. You are cleared for the rnav 17.
220 in 3,000, cleared for the rnav 17, 172 Romeo Bravo.
Sweet. Perfect.
Right?
Left 220.
Left. Okay.
When are we established again?
We are established when this hits the fucking wall.
It's off the wall. When it's off the wall.
When it's off the wall.
We are established. So keep that turn coming. Keep that turn coming.
Oh, to keep it turning to the left?
Keep turning to the left, yeah. Your needle's going through your course.
Okay.
It's okay. I kind of told you late. That's my bad.
I was going to say, don't we have to have this centered?
No. When it's off the edge of the wall.
Oh, off the edge of the left wall.
No, the right wall.
The right wall, whatever.
Yeah. So keep turning left though, because you've blown through your course now. Look.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna turn left to get back established. So, but now we're established, we're cleared, and we're inbound. Yep. Start banking to the right.
Okay.
So that way we get that centered up, and we've got ourselves a pretty good descent here.
Oh, we're descending.
We are really descending.
We're gonna get there.
Oh my god. Okay.
I wish there was a heading book for the altimeter.
That would be nice, actually.
That would be nice. Okay,
Now
we're
we're
going
climbing
way up.
again.
Okay.
So we're about what, a mile and a half
Okay.
from our approach.
And we're about to be at altitude. We're 200 feet to go.
Okay, so that's looking pretty good.
And then I just have to descend a tiny bit.
There you go.
Okay.
You're almost perfectly on it right now.
Oh, and then we reach our altitude.
That's okay. We passed our final approach fix. Now we're going down to cuts.
Okay, so now we have to descend down to, I guess we just keep descending down, I guess?
Yes.
Probably not,
no,
oh my god.
Probably not at
that much.
Not at that much. I would go ahead and level out. What we want is we want our glide slope to come down and meet us here.
Okay, yeah.
Because we have that LPV, we have that glide slope to give us our obstacle clearance.
Okay.
Damn, bro. I don't even know how you descended that fast.
Because I looked down. I looked down and I accidentally pushed this forward.
Oh shit.
And I was like, oh shit. Because in the real planes you can really feel when you're pushing up and down.
Yeah.
But this, I can just push it all the way up and not even realize.
There you go. Okay, now our course is going to the right again.
A little bit but just tiny bit. Okay, I just need to learn more little corrections is the thing. I'm looking too much at this.
Okay. And we also kind of forgot our flaps. So just go ahead and put in one notch.
Yeah. So this just basically just takes a ton of practice.
It takes a ton.
Well, at least you don't have to look at the horizon while we're doing this shit.
Oh crap, what are our minimums here? 960? Alright, we're about to hit our minimums in about 100 feet.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and take this off for you.
Okay.
That's 1,100 feet. I have about 100 feet more to descend.
Oh my god, our glide slope is perfect.
Keep coming down, keep coming down.
Or our lateral, whatever it's called.
Yeah?
Which one's lateral heading?
Lateral is your heading.
Okay.
Yep.
Our lateral is good. Apparently.
That's close enough. Minimums.
Minimum. Where the fuck is the runway?
Guess what, Hannah?
What?
We overflew the runway.
We did?
Yeah.
All of the runway?
Because we were too high on our glide slope.
Oh.
So we got to our minimums past the runway.
Where is it?
It's behind you. Pull a 180 real quick.
Well, it was better than last time.
It was a little bit better.
Because at least we could safely get to the missed approach without hitting anything.
There's the runway we flew over. Yeah.
We could honestly land on this runway then.
Oh, fuck it, man. Circle the land.
Circle lands.
Oh god, I'm just pressing buttons now. I don't know what I'm doing.
Which, I don't think my power is not going very well.
Is it not actually fixing?
I'm gonna try and land this thing. This is really hard because the natural horizon's taken out.
Alright, well I would pitch down and pull power a little bit.
Pitch down?
Yeah, pitch down, bank, and pull power.
1-3. We're really low if we want to land on 1-3.
That's true, we are, okay.
So I'm trying to kind of, oh, you can't like fully look at the
runway. Yeah, you can't look back.
We're just gonna fly a little past, oh, and I don't have any instruments to check the heading, but you know what? This is just how the aerobatic plane is.
Exactly. Getting some flaps.
Getting some flaps.
Who cares if we overspeed them a little bit?
Let's just do all the flaps.
This looks great, this looks great.
You know what?
Remember how to side slip?
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, it looks like we're really descending now. Oh, okay, a little
I need a stable, I need a stable.
Oh god.
This is a lot harder than I thought.
You're coming down pretty good. Don't lose too much airspeed. We don't want to crater it. Start the round out in the flare. Oh, okay.
Hey!
Okay.
I did it! We probably would have crashed, but it works. Alright, let's shut this down so I don't have to pay for anymore.
That was pretty dope.
Honestly, I think that was very helpful. I think 1 or 2 more sim sessions doing some more approaches. Alright guys, that is the end of today's video. I'm so sorry if it was boring to you, but you guys just got a look into what an actual pilot's life looks like. It's not always flying most of the time, especially for my new license instrument. The one I'm trying to get, it's a lot of just sitting in a sim and, you know, doing simulator practice. So I know it wasn't, you know, the usual fun, crazy video that I normally do, but I am very excited to show you my simulator session and show you my progress towards instrument. Now, this has really only been my first official simulator practice. I think I've had one other practice in a simulator that was in July. So this was technically my first simulator practice during instrument procedures. I did it once in the Piper Navajo, and I did one other instrument flight. I haven't done many, so do not judge my skills. Do not judge how much questions I'm asking. I am simply a student. I can already smell the comments from here of people correcting me or Ethan, my instructor. Ethan and I forgot to film the outro, so a week later, I am here to film it. If you guys want to subscribe to my Patreon, it will help me a lot out of my flight training. And so I can afford more sim sessions with Ethan if you guys enjoyed him on my channel. If you guys want to head over to the Patreon, that would be lovely. I also have a PayPal and Venmo if you guys want to check those out. That would be very nice of you guys. And I will see you in the next video.